Well, we've looked at fractions, we started looking at decimals last week, and now we're talking about decimals greater than 1, still focusing on tenths. You're going to use number lines and area models to represent decimals greater than 1, write decimals greater than 1 in words, and count by decimal tenths from any number. Fill in the missing numbers from 1 to 20. Well, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Circle the ones digit to show the pattern. Well, if these are all the ones digits, so you can circle all these, but then you can see that the pattern repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we simply have 1 10 in the tens place value. In the same way that the pattern repeats for the tens, the hundreds, it also repeats for the tenths and the hundredths. But we're going to focus on the tenths today, so we can fill out these patterns as well. Now going from 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, all the way up to 0.9, what comes after 0.9? Now, maybe the tendency for some people is to think it goes 0.10. If you were to imagine that this is just 9 ones, then you know that the tens place value would now have 1. And in the same way, the ones place value now gets 1. We always move from right to left. Now that we're at 1.0, we get 1.1, etc. Again, we're at 1.9, and we know that if this was 19, it would then change to 20. We just need to remember that the decimal place stays the same. Now, these things are really important for you to try at home. I would encourage you to take out just any piece of paper and try these before you watch me do them. But I'm going to go ahead and do them. See if you understand how these transitions from 0.9 to 1.0 work. This is a key area to understand. So again, we reach 2.9. Remember, if this was 29, the next number would be 30. Looking at that place value, we know it to be 3.0. Again, we come to 3.9. What's next? I'm hoping you've said 4.0. 3.7, 3.8. We already got these ones. And you can keep continuing the pattern. Try this one at home, and I'm hoping you're going to go all the way to 5.0. So we're going to create our own number line, starting at 2.0, going all the way to 3.0. So for each tick here, I'm going to try to draw straight. Hey, not bad. We go up a tenth, 2.1, 2.2. And all we've got to go to 3.0. We know that after 29 is 30. After 2.9 is 3.0. And we can stop that number line. Now these ones might look intimidating, but they're only going up by one whole number in steps of tenths. Try these next two. Shading decimal tenths, 0.4 and 1.0. So we would need to shade in 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for 1.0, how many tenths do we shade in? Well, this is a whole number. 1 whole. So we would take all of these and shade them in. I guess I should have double checked that there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many tenths is 1.1? If we have one whole number, we know we would have to shade in all 10. But what do we have to add to 1 to get to 1.1? We have to add a tenth. Let's show 2.0 in a picture. So we would draw 2 blocks, divide them up into tens, and then to show 2.0, we would just have to shade in 20 tenths. A little messy, but hopefully you get the idea. To show 2.7, we would just have to draw one more, divide it into 10, and then we would need to show 7 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you shade that one in. Perfect. Draw a picture to show 3.3 and 4.5. I've already showed you 2.7, so I bet you can make these at home. If you have grid paper, it's really easy. Decimals can be written in words too. We use the word and to represent the decimal point. So if we're writing in decimal form using words, this and actually is the decimal point. 3 decimal 7 tenths. 3 and 7 tenths. Fill in any missing words. Something and 8 tenths. 4. Something and 6 tenths. 17. 16 and something tenths. How many tenths? There's 5 tenths. 38 and how many tenths? There's 4 tenths. 30 and 8. Now remember, this one's trying to trick you. The and is the decimal point. There's 8 what? There's 8 tenths. 4 and 1 tenth. So it wants you to put the and for the decimal place, 1 tenth. This is really important you understand that the and is the decimal. Write the decimal in words. 3 and, that's the decimal, 8 tenths. If you want some additional practice, go ahead and finish this page. So these are the key points. The and tells you where to put the decimal point. The fraction word tells you what to put after the decimal point. 7 tenths, this is your fraction word. What goes after the decimal? 7 tenths. Write the decimal. 12 and 3 tenths. What? 12 and 3 tenths. 50 and 3 tenths. And if you need some more practice, finish up the page. All right, we've made it to extensions. Again, I would encourage you to go finish your practice booklet first. If you have extra time, you can come back to these extensions for extra practice. Great work today. I'll see you for our next lesson this week.